Hi everyone, it's Shannon from StampendouslyShannon. I just wanted to come on today to do another paper pumpkin unboxing. So this is actually the March 2022 kit, so I'm coming at you super late, but I was still so excited to show you what was inside this box. So this box actually did ship a little bit late as well, but I've had it for couple weeks and just haven't had time to record a video. So the first thing you'll note is how adorable this box is. So occasionally outside of the red box, Stampin' Up! Will actually produce some cute little limited edition kind of boxes. And this was one of them. And I absolutely love this. So I will definitely be keeping this and using this to store some of my stamping goodies in. So if we go ahead and get started on the inside here, this was a special kit. It did contain 2 stamp sets, and so I can see both of those on the top here. But first, let's look at our Stampin' Spot. So this is Misty Moonlight. Now this color is going to retire at the beginning of May. So this was a 2020 to 2022 color, I think. So it will be retiring. Unfortunately, Misty Moonlight is one of my favorites, but I am excited to have a little Stampin' Spot of it because I don't think I have a Stampin' Spot. And then we also have this super beautiful, I think it might be pale papaya ribbon here. And it is probably about 1/8 of an inch or so thick. So it's very thin. This is like the perfect size for cards, I think. And also just the perfect size for making little bows and accessories and whatnot. And then our adorable stamp set. So again, like I said, there were 2 in the stamp set. So let's find, let's see. Okay, pause for a second because I couldn't find a piece of white paper because I cleaned my desk today. So we have 2 stamp sets here. So this is the first one. So you can see we have Celebrate, we have Best Wishes, Sending You Birthday Wishes, Time to Celebrate, and then a bunch of super beautiful layering flowers. So this will be like the inside of the flower, and this will be the actual petals themselves. So this is meant to add texture, to add the stem in the middle, and so you can stamp these in the same color, or you could actually stamp them in like maybe a slightly different color, or you could stamp off for this one and then do a full strength stamp for this one just to make it a little bit more tonal. Either way, these are going to be absolutely beautiful. I love little texture stamps like these, the little bubbles. Those are some of my favorite kinds of stamps, and I find that those ones end up sitting out on my desk quite often, just because I use them on lots of cards to create texture. And then our second little set here says, thanks, hello, congratulations, a little note, thinking of you, and I will always be here for you, with another gorgeous texture stamp. So very versatile stamps. We've got birthday, thanks, hello, congratulations. Basically, I think these are every sentiment that you might need for a card, or even for, scrapbooking and things like that too. And again, these gorgeous flowers are extremely versatile as well. So very fun stamp set, stamp sets this time. Am excited to try them out. And then we have a gorgeous piece of paper, and oh, it's going to be noisy. So we'll just pull that out and off to the side, move our box out of the way. And already I can see this gorgeous envelopes here. Oh my gosh, so pretty. So go ahead and open our kit here. And I think this kit is enough for maybe 12 cards. So we'll see. Let's pull this. Oh, so pretty. Pull this gorgeous instruction booklet here off the bottom. So we have 3 separate cards here that have been designed by the people who designed the paper pumpkin boxes. Again, this kit was called the Beyond the Horizon. And when you flip it over, you'll be able to see everything that is included in the kit on the back. You'll be able to see how many cards and how many envelopes you'll get and how many that'll make. So it'll make 9 cards. I think I just originally said 12, so it's actually 9. And then we have all of the coordinating colors. So we've got Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Evening Evergreen, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Old Olive, and Pale Papaya. So I'm still thinking that this ribbon is Pale Papaya. It could be Calypso Coral, but I think Calypso Coral is a little bit darker. So I think it's Pale Papaya, which is wonderful because, again, I do love this peachy color here. As always, the instructions are full color and shows you everything that you're going to need in order to build those cards. And then it also has a link up here so that you can get additional ideas for what to do with your kit. If you're not, if you don't want to make 3 of each of the cards, you can use some of the materials to make a different project or a different style of card. But there are resources in order to take a look at some of the different ideas that other people have had. So very fun. As always, we get our Stampin' Dimensionals. I assume that there's going to be tons of extra in this kit as well, even though I think the sheet is a little bit smaller than usual, but there's still probably going to be some extras. And we also have these Iridescent Gems, and I'm to be certain, I'm not actually 100% if they're the same as the Iridescent Gems that are in the catalog, but they look extremely similar. To me, I think these ones look a little bit more pinky. And the regular Iridescent Gems look a little bit more white. These are still so gorgeous though. They're sparkly, but they're not too sparkly. Perfect. And again, you get, it looks like 2 different sizes. So you get the larger size and then also the smaller size. And then we have our card envelopes. So we have, I think, 3 different envelopes. So we've got this bumblebee color here, and they are lined. So if you wanted to, you could actually just cut open the envelope itself and then actually use this as a piece of designer series paper. Because to me, that is just so beautiful. I think it's almost too beautiful to be the lining of an envelope. So again, super beautiful. And this is that marble texture. If you were hanging out with Stampin' Up! During the last celebration sale, you will have seen like the marble paper. This is a very similar vibe to that, I think. It's a little bit more washed out, not as much full color, but it looks very similar to that style. So that's the bumblebee. And then we also have the Pale Papaya. It's getting a little blown out, but that's okay. It is definitely more of like a peachy orange versus what I think is showing more of a yellow. And I think even if I compare it to that yellow, it might still be blown out. And then we have a green background or an old olive background here. Same thing, it goes all the way down, so you could use this as a piece of DSP if you wanted to. And lastly, we have our old olive envelope with this adorable polka dotted print on the liner. And I love this polka dotted print. And I love the polka dots, the Misty Moonlight polka dots, more than the old olive. So I will most likely be splitting this envelope and using that as a piece of DSP, I think. And then we have our card bases. So these are they already have some design on them. So the portions that you will make, you'll make the sentiment, you'll add some die cuts, some gems, and some ribbon to the cards. But I think they all have a print on them. So this is the mountain print here. And it looks really similar to, I think it's Grassy Grove or maybe Beachfront. There's a stamp set that looks kind of similar to this. It has, the different textures in the sky, and then it has the flowers in the front too. So you'll get 3 of each of the card bases. So there's that. And then we have 2 different styles of sentiment cards here. So we've got this short little banner, and then we've got just the long rectangle. And then we also have these hexagons here, and this looks like the envelope. So it is the Pale Papaya, and it is like a banner. And then we have our next card base, which is, again, just more of this beautiful kind of horizon-esque feel. So we've got, to me, it still feels like mountains, even though I don't know if it's directly, this is definitely mountains. This may not be mountains. To me, it looks like mountains. And we've got maybe some water here. So we've got water and then maybe like a sunset there. That's what it looks like to me, at least. Certainly it's an abstract piece of art. So it can be whatever you think it looks like. To me, it looks like mountains with sunset. So we get 3 of that card base. And the backs are white, and the insides are blank. So you can kind of put whatever you want on any of those. And this is going to be a great stamp set, I think, too, or a great kit to change the sentiments on. Sometimes it's easier than others, and I think this time it's going to be particularly easy. So if you have you know, a lot of birthdays coming up, you could simply just change, you know, a little note to one of the birthday sentiments. What do we have? Sending you birthday wishes. So you could easily just swap those two out and have, you know, 9 birthday cards. So something easy to consider there as well. And we've got some more die cut pieces. So these are all going to be like to layer the sentiments on. So we've got these blue kind of leaves here. And that's going to be Misty Moonlight. And then this is going to be Evening Evergreen. And this is kind of, it looks a little like Rick Rack, to be honest. But just another sentiment piece as well. Let me hold it up against that. There we go. And then these are embossed pieces of basic white, I believe. And they are so pretty. So they have kind of like a, like I guess mountains. I was going to say like triangle kind of lines on them here, but you can see, let's see, there we go. So you can see that it's, some of them are a little bit more upraised than others, but it's still just a really beautiful texture along the whole entire card. So it's kind of like a half hexagon maybe. So very cute. So you get 3 of those, and then you get 3 of each of the little sentiment pieces that I was just talking about a moment ago. And then lastly, we have our last card base, and this is maybe my favorite one. This is definitely going to be the one that I think is the most versatile. These ones, of course, are also versatile, like we talked about, but this one I think is, to me, this looks like a fun birthday card, like a base, card base for a fun birthday card. It reminds me of sprinkles and confetti a little bit. So you've got just this beautiful texture here, and there is a matching stamp for that. So flip this over. This stamp matches that same pattern here. So if you wanted to do this stamp maybe on the inside of your card to add a little bit more of a texture or a, you know, like an artsy feel on the inside as well as on the outside, that would be something you could definitely do. And we have 3 of that one as well. And then now we get to our major portion of the die cuts here. So we also have these rectangular polka dotted pieces that looks like the inside actually of the envelope. And I'm not sure, let's see. So I think this is going to be the Calypso Coral. We haven't seen a lot of the Calypso Coral just yet, but I'm pretty sure this piece is Calypso Coral. And then we've got our Old Olive. These are just rectangular bits again. Let's see if I can punch one out. It's a pretty gray day here today, so the colors are definitely getting washed out. So there's that, just a little rectangular bit. And then we also have another Calypso Coral piece, I think. This one's kind of fun because it's like horizontal or vertical lines, depending on the way that you put it, I guess. So that's pretty fun. And then lastly, we have our fun kind of florally pieces here. So we've got our cattails. Very pretty. Let's hold it up against the white background. Very pretty. And they're all very textured. We've got our little fern here maybe. And we've got 2 mountain pieces, one in Misty Moonlight, one in Evening Evergreen. And then we've got this fun, so to me, this piece looks like it should go like this because it's a sun, or so I think. But we got this fun little kind of Art Deco piece here, and then another bumblebee fern. So very, very fun die cut pieces, and you get 2 of each of those. So actually I'm wrong. You get 3 of each of those. They were stuck together. So you get 3 of each of those. So plenty to kind of play around with, and also plenty to use on your cards, but then some for extra cards and things like that too, I'm certain. And then lastly, we have our glue dots. Again, these are not like the regular Stampin' glue dots that you would buy from the catalog. They have a little film over this side. However, they function just like glue dots, so that's what I'm calling them. And then lastly, our piece of cardboard, which I always tell everyone to save because it's a great way to, you can cut it down and put it on an envelope that has lots of, you know, beaded gems on it to keep the gems from punching through the envelope. Great to use for, use your blender brushes or watercoloring. Great piece of clean cardstock that is provided, and a great way to kind of recycle and reuse as well. So that is the March paper pumpkin box, and I should be back with you really soon actually to do the April paper pumpkin box because I believe that one has actually shipped already as well. So again, this kit makes 9 cards. There is most likely going to be refills. I know that they've been making a few extras, and as long as you're a current subscriber, you are able to purchase the paper pumpkin boxes from the past. And not, I guess I shouldn't say always, and it's not always, but usually they will have at least a few extras, and so they will list those on their website, and you're able to purchase those for the price of the kit. And sometimes they will have refills, so if you really enjoy this kit and you are a current subscriber, you are able to purchase the refill kit too. So you would get everything except for the stamps and the Stampin' Spot. So you'd get all of the paper goods that we just went over. If you do get the full kit, you will get the stamps and you will get the Stampin' Spot. Again, your Stampin' Spot won't be repeated for 12 months, so it is a great way to build your Stampin' Spot collection. These are super awesome for the Stamparatus. If you don't have a Stamparatus, I believe I have a video on how to use that, and the Stamparatus is an amazing, amazing tool, so definitely something to consider. And lastly, in May, the new Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog will be coming out. So it is just full of beautiful things. There's flowers, there's punny sayings, there's food, there's cute animals, anything you could possibly want in a stamp set. They've got it in the new annual catalog. So if you are interested and you live in the United States, please feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to send you one of those for free. And if you have any questions about Paper Pumpkin or about Stampin' Up, please reach out to me. I love to share what I love. So thank you so much, and see you soon.